Hello, Mr. Suresh Krishna, and welcome to Film Companion South. We are here to remember SPB, and you actually have had a very long journey with the great singer because when you joined Mr. K. Balchandar, it was at the time of Ek Duje Ke Liye.
Correct.
That was the first album that really made SPB burst out in Hindi. But is it true that that at first Lakshmikant Pyarelal did not want SPB for the songs for Kamal?
One, I'm happy to be in this show with you, and I've great respect for you. I would like to first say that I never thought this day will come so soon that I have to give a tribute and talk about it. SPB, who is no more. Anyway, it has happened, and it's a sad day for me and all the music lovers the world over. See, for any music director, when it comes to love story, they love it because they knew it's going to be musical and songs have will be having a lot of prominence. And when they saw the film, they knew that the film had tremendous potential for music. There was love songs, there was different kind of songs, and they wanted to do something here. And L.V. Prasad ji and Lakshmikant Pyarelal go a long way. All of L.V. Prasad's production, all the films she directed, were always Lakshmikant Pyarelal. All his Bidai, Udar Ka Sindoor and all that. So, automatically Lakshmikant Pyarelal came into the picture. When the film, finally K. Balchandar sir was the director and all the casting and everything was being discussed, the question which you asked came. They wanted typical Hindi singers and all that paraphernalia, which will go with that. Lata Mangeshkar was the confirmed bet. The male voice, they wanted somebody else. Now, this was a discussion which came up, and when it came to Balchandar sir, he said, look, the whole story is about South India. And a Tamilian coming from Madras, going on to becomes, and in the process, he also learns Hindi. So, Kamal sir's permanent voice was SPB in Tamil cinema. He has never sang before in Hindi. So, along with Kamal, along with him, if SPB also comes into the travel, it will look very nice. His argument is perfect. Initially, there was some discussion on that because that was genuine. Because a Hindi song has to be heard like a Hindi song.
Yeah.
It cannot sound like a mixed number. So the discussion happened, but Balchandar Sir was very clear on that particular. He said, Kamal is only going to dub the picture. So the whole travel of Kamal will be, first he is only going to speak Tamil, then little Hindi, and then the end he is going to sing a full-fledged Hindi song. The same Tere Mere Beach Me, he has to sing in Hindi, and he also is going to speak in Hindi full. So he was very clear about that perception. So finally, everybody agreed. And I think that decision was a fabulous decision. One, Lakshmikant Pyarelal, when they heard Balu sir's voice, they were just floored by it. I said, and the way he improvised and the way he went about, they loved him. After that, actually, they used him for many of his other films also. The whole beauty is the hesitancy finally became, for us, SPB was already a legend and he was so popular in South that we were responsible for getting him into Hindi. And the world after that also came to know through his Hindi songs what kind of talent he was.
Right. Do you have an idea how, because you weren't involved with the Salman Khan films, but do you know how SPB went into Maine Pyar Kiya, that zone?
See, again, that song was a super hit that time. Ek Duje Ke Liye, all songs.
Yeah.
So actually he started doing a lot of films during that time. There was a lot of, and the songs are super hit. The moment a song is a super hit, immediately there is always this, and there was a vacuum. Muhammad Rafi Saab was not there, Kishore Da was not there. They're all new singers coming. So, and even in Rajshri Pictures, Chitchor, Jesudas had come.
Yeah.
So there was suddenly they wanted new voices. So when these new voices were happening, when Balu sir coming, why Mr. Suraj Barjatia decided to have a go at Salman Khan's voice as SPB, and it worked wonders. And almost for a lot of films, even the film which I directed, Love, All the songs were sung by Balu sir only.
Yeah, that was the remake of Prema.
Prema, correct.
Yeah. Now, when I mean, there are the Kavitalaya SPB in South. The Ilayaraja combination is like the standout songs in Punnagai Mannan or were you there when the recording of Yenna Satham in the Neram?
Yeah.
Just tell me something about how it happened, because it is like a song that you just mention the name of the song and you get gooseflesh. I mean, there's music, SPB singing, it's Kamal on screen. It's one incredible combination. So, what?
There is a nice little backstory for that. So maybe SPB's story. Beyond that, there is one more part which I'll finally join in this. Story was finalized, Punnagai Mannan story. Myself, Balchandar sir, Raja sir, we all went to Madurai for composing.
Okay.
So that is a fabulous incident actually. We went into that hotel room and morning, Balchandar sir told all the 6 situations. And he said, okay, you go ahead, Baraja, you continue. I will just come back. I'm going to go to the temple. So myself, Balchandar sir, we all went to the temple. And we just finished going to the temple. We were not even in the last phase of that. Suddenly, the manager came and said, Raja sir is calling. I said, okay, maybe some doubt or something. And we all came back. And you would believe it, all the 6 tunes were ready. It was unimaginable. What a genius. And what kind of songs?
Yeah.
So one after the other, this kind of composing was unimaginable. I mean, what genius produced it in such fast. Then he said, it's over. Composing was over the same day. Then we had to come back. So when this actual song recording was happening, there was one thing which Balchandar sir wanted very clearly. He said, it's a third person singing. It's not no lip song. Who are these 2 characters? Because the film starts with that. Who are these 2? What are these 2 lovers doing? So the whole thing, he wanted it to be looking like a husky, that the voice should disturb even the lovers there on the screen, he said. That was the concept, he said. Very husky, which was unlike general songs which was done, total husky number, and the whole singing, the orchestra. And the recording was a joy to watch. The way the whole thing was sung and the composition, the orchestra, and we matched a beautiful short divisions of, we shot it in Chalakudi, Kerala. Very, very different it was. The composition, the shooting, the making, Kamal sir and Rekha and all that. It was a joy to watch. But the song as such, I think very rare to get a different Balu sir in that.
Yeah.
And we all enjoy. Yes, goosebumps, you still get it every time you hear that
song. Yeah. No, now that you've told us, it is a, even though we sense that it is an Asariri song, that is like, it's almost like it's not either of them singing. It's like almost like a voice from the heavens kind of thing.
Yes, correct.
It just adds that now that you listen to it with that knowledge, it sounds like a different song altogether. It's amazing.
Correct.
So
correct.
So
and
what about?
I still remember after the recording, the voice he finished his voice. He came to the mixing and he was asking Raj, "Is it okay? Is it okay?" Because the way the sound quality of the recording theater was when it was played, everybody loved it. He said he wanted to do me to do anything else because there was none of that special effects or anything he had to add on the voice. Also pure husky and very difficult to maintain that kind of level and sing in that expression and that emotion. It was a marvelous song.
Yeah. What are your other memories of recording for that film?
See, all the songs were excellent.
Yeah.
See, when it comes to Balu sir, Ilayaraja sir combination.
Yeah, because just to interrupt, Sindhu Bhairavi did not have any SPB song, right? If I remember right.
Oh, correct. You're right. It's all just us.
Yeah. So Punnagai Mannan is the first KB Balu sir, Ilayaraja sir combination, right? Proper in Tamil.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
But what numbers? Everything, all the songs are super duper hits.
Yeah. So, what are your other memories of recording for that film? I mean, I would love to hear a song. If you have a story for each song, that would be great. I would be greedy and say, please go ahead.
So, see, voice-wise, singing-wise, then it's all track and all that. But there is something which was more beautiful. There is three legends: K. Balchandar sir, Ilayaraja sir, SP Balu sir. All three together in a recording theater in one space. When you see, I think you can't get kind of momentum. It's an amazing sight, you know. And whenever Balu sir sings, Balchandar sir wanted to be there. He had great love for Balu sir. So voice mixing, generally Balu sir will come, sing and go, because track was done. But for all the songs, we made sure that Balu sir is singing, KV sir is there, Ilayaraja sir is there. And before the song starts, there will be one full session of talking about so many things. Balu sir will talk about all those beautiful songs of each year sang for KB sir, and the part sir. In the part sir, he will talk about all the Solata Nenikaren and all that. If you go into some travel, they will go. The Raja sir will talk about all the beautiful songs which they have been composing. And this particular song, Sindhu Bhairavi, everything, he also spoke. So it was more conversation first before the actual song starts. And once they start, and Balu sir always, sir, what is the situation? What do you expect from me to do? Then he will explain it to him. And he would like to know the whole story. Balchandar sir will tell him the story because he also wants to get a feedback from Balu sir as to what he's feeling about it. So it was all on the same page, you know. It was, I think, memories. I wish we had a camera and, shot all that. It could have been golden memories. All the songs were mind-blowing songs, actually.
Okay, so then we get to Sathya, and we get to another magnificent Ilayaraja SPB song now with Lata Mangeshkar, which is What Do You Say? What are your memories of that recording session? I mean, what is the situation exactly that you explained to them?
But before that Lata Mangeshkar SPB thing, there is one thing which will be interesting to know, that Ek Duje Ke Liye, Lata Mangeshkar SPB. Their first time SPB sir was singing in Hindi.
Yeah.
Here first time Lata ji was singing in Tamil. And there at so many places Hindi pronunciation, SPB sir, we used to ask Lata ji. Lata ji used to train him. And the voice recording theater, she will say, aisa nahi, aisa, and he will, here, Tamil, both of them together did the duet song, and he used to ask her, she used to ask, Baluji, kya hai, Balu, kya hai? It was a sight, and I was there at both the times. I enjoyed that, witnessing that event.
Complete contrast, yeah.
Big contrast. And the beautiful part here was, actually, Raja sir, when we had composed for the song, myself, Kamal sir were there, and suddenly he said, "This song is very nice. I want to introduce a new singer." He said, "Yaar sir, Lata Mangeshkar." Both of us, sir, yeah. Actually, she's coming. She's going to sing song for Shivaji films. RRO, that song she sang.
Anand, no?
And she also, there's one more song also she can do. Shall we do our number? And Balu sir, and they said, great. So the day she was coming, we announced, Balu sir said, please tell me the time, I'll keep myself free. I will be there next to her. So before she came that day, Balu sir was already there waiting to receive her. We all received her, and it was a sight. I have that photo. I wish they're all standing with Lataji, Raja sir, Kamal sir. Very, very rarely you can get that kind of moment,
Right.
And the way they went through the composing, it was such a sight, She is so humble. Balu sir is doubly humble. Raja sir, I mean, theek hai, ye theek hai, ye theek hai.
She said, I'm doing a Tamil, I should not make any mistakes. So she really practiced hard. She really practiced. And Balu sir was helping her. This is, yeah, all that spelling, the pronunciation. And he is such a gem of a person that he spent almost half a day there with her. You know, till the time Lata Bai left, they were all there. You know, I think you don't get such opportunities in life. You know,
right? How long did the from the time
I get tears when I think about it.
From the time Lata Mangeshkar landed, she practiced and all that and sang the song. The whole thing, how long did that take?
See, actually, the song idea and all the lyrics were already given to her, so she was in a way prepared.
Okay.
But when it comes to open singing, there is always the issue of pronunciation that comes, because along with talam and everything, and it was not an easy song for her.
For
anybody, for that matter. Just because Lata Bai is there, Raja sir did not make a very convenient or easy song for her. He made sure it is a very tricky number. And because it is tricky, because it was very unusual, I think it's still a super duper hit song, evergreen song in that sense that people love that song for that. The way it was sung by Lataji and Balu sir, we all enjoyed that song.
No, and let me also tell you that
it has taken about 2-3 hours that day.
Let me also tell you that you are a big part of why we love that song. At least I love that song because the way it's picturized, it is one of the most natural song between two people, two lovers that I've seen. It's like, right. I think like there are lots of people who I've actually on the internet. I've heard a lot of people say that, "Ayyo, na enoda girlfriend oda or bus la thongittu pokodal." It's like a viparita asai kind of thing that kind of comes at the end of it. But tell me, what did you tell Raja sir and Balu that at that point? What did you tell Raja and Balu that this is the, because see, a love song is a love song is a love song, right? Unless you make it specific, it's going to be just another love. And of course, Raja can, from his imagination in his sleep, he can make love songs. But when you want something special, what is your input to such legends?
The idea was we told about this film. It has to be very raw film. It's a very raw kind of an emotion in that. We are not even, picturization will be very raw. Streets, typical Chandadripet and that kind of look. There won't be any glossy at all. So that is the idea, the song, sound, everything. That is what we are going to treat. We are erecting a set in Vienna studio. It's all going to be typical raw kind of an atmosphere. That feel we are going to give was we gave Raja sir the picture. So there cannot be a duet here where we are going to shoot in abroad or have set song and all. So it has to be live. So the whole song will be treated in that pattern, we told him. Baki visual came after the song was recorded. But when the moment he thought about that, and then I think my Lata Mangeshkar ji was in his mind. He didn't tell us. So when he composed it and he gave us that pleasant surprise, we knew. And for me, it was such a joy because Balu sir, Lata Mangeshkar combination then and now again was a truly enjoyable moment actually.
Right. No, and it's also some, there's maybe a bit of destiny because your first film as AD, that's the movie with in Hindi with Balu sir and Lata Mangeshkar, and your first film as a director is where Lata Mangeshkar is coming to Tamil and singing this the same combination. So that's like a crazy coincidence, right?
Balu sir was part of my connect always.
Yeah.
A life connect. Yeah.
So we've talked about now the other major thing that you have contributed in terms of keeping SPB's memory alive are there kind of establishing the Rajini introduction song, the Rajinikanth introduction song. Introduction song meaning the very first song that Rajinikanth sings on screen. So whether it's Annamalai or Baasha, that kind of made sure that like from now on, anime Rajini intro song na SPB should sing it kind of thing became a thing. Tell me about those two situations. Are you making Annamalai? This is your it's produced by K. Balchandar. Dev was the director. What is your brief and what happens there?
See, the Balu sir had sang a lot of songs for Rajini sir.
Yeah.
That was not new. And what was new was one, I was new for the first time with Rajini sir. Deva sir was first time with Rajini sir. And for Kavitalia, first time it was without Ilayaraja sir. This, and as you know, that story is also that I was not supposed to be the director of that film. Yeah, and 48 hours before I was asked to get into that. So Deva sir, I have no idea. And and when I heard that story 48 hours before, they just had a line, very, very brief line about a travel. But still, a lot of things had to come through. When I met Rajini sir said, we will evolve as it comes. Because now we only 48 hours. That was the whole idea in which we worked. And I was born and brought up in Bombay. For me, the Salim Javed, Amitabh Bachchan, Subhash Ghai, they're always there working on my back of my head, you know. So heroism was something I came from. For me, my whole of youth was spent with Amitabh's films. So, and believe me, I had not met Rajini sir during the whole time of 7 years and 14 films I worked with KB sir. There was not a single film he did with Rajini sir.
You've never met him at all?
No, because after Tillu Mullu, he never did a film with Rajini sir. So there was only a guest role as Rajinikanth in Agni Sakshi. That's all. So here I was trying, I'm going to direct somebody. But I knew one thing that during those period when I was in Chennai, that he is a big mass following. He has a big mass following, and there was something good about his style and the way he goes about, and his mass following is immense. And during those times when I used to go for some functions, I used to say, even Balchandra's 100 Days films and all they used to do, superstar sonna par clap varum, Rajini sir stage la on per sonna clap varum. So it was huge following, fan following. So when the film was being made, there was this point where introduction eppadi pannalamngara thought discussion came out. Now nobody speaks about introduction for a hero enappa scene la varum avladha. Illa sir, title la inda varanamngiradu my point of view, because whenever I go to a show, superstar sonna clap adikranga, Rajinikanth solukku clap adikranga. So apparently irukku sir aura. Why miss that, you know? So on the pair, first time we get that superstar image in that. So title song on the Pandanam gara idea on that. So title was our introduction or song. But everybody said, "Ennatha paaduvena? Enna paadradhu? There is no situation there." It was then that Rajini sir came out with this idea of, why don't we Palkarandane? There is a poetry in Kannada which has this talking about cow or skin, paal, ellame, which we all liked it. Appo in the part of the introduction song, but enna irkalam, because they never tried anybody before about pure introduction song. Then actually I was very popular Marathi song, which I told Deva sir, adu romba popular sir, Marathi la every fisherman community will sing that song. அது நல்லா இருக்கும் சார், அது பாருங்க சொல்லிட்டு I just sang in my own way. I sang it, and தேவா சார் உடனே அது பிடிச்சிட்டு he composed that.
Okay.
Vandenda Palkaran.
Okay, can you just sing it in your own way, just like an opening line, just to get an idea of what that song was like?
Marathi was la 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 le la 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 la. That was the original Marathi. Vallaure nakuva o vallaure Rama ni dolkar dolkar dolkar. That song. So adu appadi over South Indian alaga puttar avaru. When he made that me vandenda palkara nadada, beautifully written by Vermut sir.
Yeah.
And the way it was put, that whole poetry about cow, the way he blended it and put it, it became a great number. Introduction for Palkaran the idea, and suited the introduction for Rajini sir.
Yeah.
And ellame adala song ipdi vanda odane, when the idea was to get Balu sir to sing that song. I met him and the tune was sang. Odane enna look kodutharu. Balu. Dun, dun, dun. He shook his head. He knew where the source was.
Okay.
But he said, brilliantly adapted, he said. Brilliantly adapted. And the வார்த்தை போட்டது வந்து excellent வார்த்தை அதெல்லாம். And இது ரஜினி சார் introduction song சொன்ன உடனே he put so much of effort in that. அது வந்து introduction song னு ஒரு pep போனது அதுக்கு. So the beats of Deva sir's you could feel the rhythm there. You could feel the energy there. And the பாட்டை கேட்ட உடனே Balu sir was in full swing. அப்படி பாடிட்டார் அவர். And அவ்வளவு பிரமாதமான song with so much of energy வந்தோன்னா we decided to have Prabhu Deva as the dance master for that. So he did the choreography. அந்த introduction part backல வச்சு அவர் introduce பண்ணி திரும்பி போடுறது, all that was staged during the course of the shooting. But that song, just hear the track without Balu sir's voice. There is nothing.
Okay.
It will just fall flat. I don't think anybody else can sing it so well.
Yeah.
Powerful energy he gave. ஒரு வார்த்தைக்கு ஸ்பஷ்டமா இருக்கும். எங்க தேவையோ he will give that energy. It's a master singer. Master.
Like அந்த அடடான்னு சொல்லும்போது அந்த slight vibrato and all that. Amazing. So, just to tell me, sir, one of the things that a lot of us SPB fans feel is that you know, like TMS when in the old days they used to say, when he sang for Shivaji, he sang like a slightly certain way. When he sang for MGR, he sang like a certain way. So that now when you hear, same thing they say about SPB, right? It's like, let's take just Kamal and Rajni. That when he sings for Kamal, he kind of does a certain thing. And when he sings for... Now, is this part of our nostalgia? Because we know that the song has Rajni, and therefore we're retroactively kind of thinking things. Or did SPB really introduce certain elements while singing for Kamal and while singing for Rajni?
It is there. If you subtly listen to it, it is there.
Right.
He realizes what it is. Because, and even if you look at it very more carefully, even the music directors, அவருக்கு கம்போசிஷன்ல இருக்கும், அந்த மீட்டர்லயும் இருக்கும், அந்த the way இவருக்கு சூட் ஆகி ஒரு சூட் அவர் நல்லா தெரியும். He will not go into a kind of a melody which will not இவருக்கு மாத்தி போடக்கூடாது. It will just not work. It is something in that which the situation la composing ellathilame it works that way.
Okay. So when you hear a Kala Kalamaga versus when you hear a Vandenda Palkara, can you point out that maybe one thing that tells you that SPB Kamalkaga இந்த மாதிரி பாடினாரு, ரஜினிக்காக இந்த மாதிரி பாடினாரு?
See, composition நான் சொல்லும் போதே, if you see, கொஞ்சம் ரஜினி சார் எப்போதுமே பிகினிங்லேயே சொல்லிடுவாரு, எனக்கு டான்ஸ் எல்லாம் வராது, தயவு செய்து எனக்கு பீட் எல்லாம் போட்டுடாதேப்பா அப்படின்னு கெஞ்சிடுவாரு. பட் we know that Kamal sir can. So காலகாலமாக ஒரு எக்ஸாம்பிளா நீங்க எடுக்கும்போது கமலகாலமா is straight beat. And the whole song was done in a single
example.
Yeah, it's an excellent beat song. அதே மாதிரி இங்க it need not have a dance, but சின்ன half beat step you can do. But you just sing Vandenda Palkar, will it suit Kamal sir? It will not suit. It will not suit. So there's something, that permutation combination has worked in a big way.
Yeah.
My thing is, even when Deva sir did for Kamal sir in
Abhay
Shanmugi, all melody kind of songs he put. Melody will suit both.
Right.
But this beat songs and all will be very much suitable for Balu sir in his singing. He hung out because I think Kamal sir he will give that melody. The singing will be more in floating nature, especially the kind of songs which he's done. Here he tends to give it that extra Rajini sir punch.
Yeah.
The cut he will always give. That is what I have seen in. I'm not a great. And I can't analyze it bigger than this, but as you correctly say, audio pota, radio la, I think you can differentiate it. We used to do that for Kishore Kumar. When he sang for Devanand, you could understand. When he sang for Rajesh Khanna, Amitabh, they used to bring the subtle variations. That is always there. The singer gets it.
So you just spoke about Rajini, Maas, all that kind of stuff. We come to Baasha, which pretty much solidified Rajini's bigger, larger than life mass image kind of a thing, and you have that non-autocorn song. Adha patti konjam solunga.
See, the introduction song became such a big hit in Annamalai, so we had to do something bigger than that. So there it was a national song for Palkaran. Let's do a national song for Autokaran. That was the idea, actually. There we had Marathi folk. Here, the challenge was to do a bigger song.
Right.
So what could be a bigger song? We kept on thinking of various things. Even I suggested, why don't we do a rap kind of a song and all? But Deva said, sir, they will not work. They rap and all with Rajini sir. Then he had one Ghana number. I wish you could ask Deva sir that. It is a Pudiya Pati, Adu Pati, Idu Pati, and he had one. He said the Ghana song, நம்ம சின்ன இதுல டவுன்ல எல்லாம் பாடுவாங்க சார். And he sang that song. It was very ஒரு கண்டினியூஸா போகும் அந்த சாங். The Pallavi was long Pallavi. Update it would be like a chain, it will move. So in the song, he was singing. So we thought, let us sing it to Rajini sir and see what he. So we had the rap song also. We sang the rap song. Now rap was sari varadi said. I said fine, we kept quiet. Then he sang this. This is nalla irukku idha kekradhukku. Sounding very different this is. But இது எப்படி இவ்வளவு பால்காரனோட வேற மாதிரி இருக்கு, இது சம்திங் டிஃபரெண்ட், இது எப்படி கரெக்டா இருக்குமா? வைரமுத்து சார் வாஸ் தேர். நல்லா இருக்கும் சார், இது நல்லா இருக்கும், நல்லா வரும் அப்படின்னாரு. உடனே அந்த பேட் பேப்பர் எடுத்து gave it to him as a write it, he told. My introduction, Autokaran, write it, he said. Within 10 minutes he wrote that. No Autokaran, a whole lyrics, Pallavi, within 10 minutes Vairamutu sir wrote it and gave it. So you see that song, when it has to click, it just clicks.
Right.
It just works. You know that it worked. And when and the Poochi, and the lyric length, when it came to Autokaran, hey, it's sounding so good. And again, when it came to that beating, that beats and everything is there again. And finally, when it came to Balu sir's, he was in like full swing that day.
Yeah, I swear he sounds like his voice itself is like in stereo. It sounds like that. You know?
Very correctly put. What energy he gives!
I swear.
My God, we were all dancing in the recording room. Nobody could sit when he's singing. Nobody could sit like that. In recording mixing room. Automatically, everybody like that. And he went on. He went berserk. He went. He full throat alarm, like crazy. He sang in that. Crazy. Great. But that we can't say on the Baasha, every song. On the song study, on the what? How he sang in the Palkaran, on the Baasha, on the character. He was, I mean, you can't think of all those songs without the contribution of Babu sir. Every song had so much of life, so much of energy he gave that.
What made you want to say, I want to adapt Dilbar Dil Se Pyare into Aragu?
அது நான் ஒரு ஹிந்தி ஃபிலிமோட கிரேஸ் இல்லை. ஸோ ஐ கீப் ஆன் சிங்கிங் ஆல் ஹிந்தி சாங்ஸ், ஹிந்தி ஃபோக் சாங்ஸ், குஜராத்தி ஃபோக் சாங். ஐ வாஸ் ஹார்டன்ட் லிசனர். I used to have full cupboard full of old cassettes, and my car still has music always in mind. So எப்பப்போ பாடிட்டே இருப்பேன். But the idea is, நான் சொல்றது வேற, how Deva adapted from that.
Right.
இது ஒரு love song, he said it could be done, தான் அங்க talent. Like there are so many songs available world over. Can you pick it up and adapt it? That is where the whole talent is.
Right. And SPB sings that also. Like it's like he has some 7 different shades in that whole movie. It's like the title song or madri, the love song or madri. He just kind of this one. So after that, what about your personal interactions with SPB? Because you've been there as part of with KB, with under K. Balchandra Troupe Order. You've interacted with him as a solo director. Also, you've interacted with him. What was he like as a person? Because we get a sense of him when on a stage shows and all those things. We get an idea of somebody who loves to tell stories, somebody who loves to talk, somebody who's very encouraging. What was he like with you?
See, he was very friendly with everybody. There is nobody. When it comes to the recording theater, he will go talk to the engineer. he will go talk behind where there is an assistant engineer. He will call the operators from top. He will say hello to them. Then he'll go to the musicians, say hello to everybody. He knows everybody by their names. That's what makes it. See, he knows that this is the team. These are all people who have been in my world, my zone. And on the love which he spreads whenever he comes, Balu sir everyone come near him and shake hands with him and take pictures with him. It was something, a joyous feeling. And he was so much life, so much of sharing, as you correctly said. So many things he will share. And memory was so good that K.V. Madhavan sir, right from his earlier films, he used to remember. So, yeah, and enna paatha odane Bombay. So, for all the time, it will be a musical session. Suresh, you remember that Mohammed Rafi? And they will sing that song. So, it other joy, sorry, the latest part cutting, like Kishore part. Yes. So, it was always, we don't gossip, we don't talk anything. Actually, there was a time when he wanted me to, he was producing films also. He wanted me to direct the film also for his company. But I couldn't do it because I was committed to something. Then Sangeetam sir did it. So, close, and I was also in Mahalingapuram. He was also in Mahalingapuram. So, I used to sometimes go to his house, have food. And he used to be very, very, like, you feel so homely with him, so friendly, like a brother. You can't feel he will make you, he'll embrace you in his love. That's all I thought I can say. He was totally a man of sheer joy. And I had to experience how he acted in my film in Telugu also. So the travel was different. Singing is different. Acting, I could say start action to him as an actor. So I had lovely travel with him. Lovely travel.
How was he as an actor?
He's a very easy actor. Very comfortable before camera. See, unless you have that potential as an actor, you cannot do all the justice in this songs. So many songs of Kamal sir and all he will sing where there is so much of acting in that.
Voice acting.
So those things, being an actor himself, like Kishore Kumar had that. Because he was an actor also, he could modulate and perform before camera so easily. Not everybody can do that. The Asha Bhonsle, I don't know whether she can act, but she used to be terrific before camera with the mic. Lata Mangeshkar will not do that. Whereas Balu sir, I think is a fabulous actor. Very easy. The role which I did was a drunkard piano character. A man who has lost everything in life, and the way he goes about, he actually got the best supporting actor state award from Andhra Pradesh government for that. So I'm happy. He has also got state award for singing, but also got for acting in that film. So there was one incident I should share, actually very interesting. That was the Indrudu Chandrudu I was doing, and I know Telugu. That is a song. There's two characters which Kamal said is. One is a mayor and one is a normal. The mayor was a character which Kamal sir almost like an M.R. Radha voice. All the dialogue he was talking like that. So we had a situation where he had to freak out in that character, a song with a Chinese guest and all. So song was composed very, very peppy number, and composing for the recording, Balu sir came. So Kamal sir also came. He said, I have done a character like this. How he walks, he acted and showed it to him. I had this mouth or palla which and papa walking and all that. I talk like this, he said. So what do you want? I said, can you sing in that kind of a voice? No, that was a challenge for any singer to part. Chumma paadrade kashtam adile sruthi la to have a false voice and sing like that voice was tough. But Balu sir took it as a challenge. And that song, he sang so well. Clapped. You all clapped that. That is, you can't believe that he could put that kind of voice for that kind of a song and the character. It was like as if Kamal sir, mayor character was singing there, so beautiful it was. And the moment the song was over, he just had a coffee, hot water and all that. Then he opened his mouth, his voice had gone.
Oh.
Totally gone. And nearly for 15 days, he couldn't sing a song. So, he used to call me, Suresh, thanks to you, I'm sitting at home. Today, 5-7 song, recording cancelled. Happy? You're happy? Used to keep on telling me, I said, sir, I only wanted you to sing. I never wanted that.
Prayed tell him that you should have told him it's Kamal's fault.
But after that, the same character, the same film, he did that. The same mayor character has to sing a soft lullaby for his daughter. Lali Jo. What beautiful. Same character singing a soft song. He gave that small gruff in that.
Yeah.
That the character has changed. There's a transformation in that character and how he now sings that's so nice. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm so lucky. And by God's grace, I had some great moments, great times with such great legends all the time. I can't have words that when I talk to you, I am actually reliving those moments in the Prasad recording theater. I can imagine Raja sir there. I can imagine Kamal sir there. I can imagine Balu sir singing and all those Lata Mangeshkar. Thank you. I'm really happy that you're actually making me go through those moments, and it is very emotional for me. I'm not able to. That he's gone is something I'm not able to still digest.
Yeah. It's like, it's almost like this morning we are hearing his music, and it's hard to believe that somebody has gone. This is like it's just a thing. So I kind of, that's what when people ask me about how sad, it's sad in a way, but it's also because he's immortal.
Yeah.
He's preserved. It's like everything that he did from Ayuram Nilaveva or whichever is preserved. It's that gift he's given us. It's amazing. It's just there, and it's there for us whenever we want to go and take a look at it. It's or hear it, or it's just amazing that exists for us. So if you were to pick one song from the time that you were with SPB, your travel as you call it, which would that song be and why?
See, all the numbers are great, but there is one in my Telugu film Prema, which he sang. It's a climax song where the hero Venkatesh is singing on a contest on a stage, and his girlfriend Maggie, the Revati character, she is dying. And here he's singing a song, and she's watching live telecast on TV. And that song, that feeling, I tell you, Balu sir was so brilliant. And written by one of the greatest lyric writers in Telugu called Atreya, who did Prem Nagar and all that. The song, the lyrics. I go into that song whenever, I don't know, it's like something is always there in it for me. I still remember when Balu sir, I told him, because he was also acting in that. So I had to tell him the whole story scene-wise.
Yeah.
So on the situation, he was there in the shooting spot only. When I was talking that particular end, we had decided something like this. He just put his hand on my shoulder, pressed it. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm waiting for that composing of that song, he said. And the song came, and Raja sir was the music director. And the song, Padum Suresh, I think it's a great, I know the situation. And he sang. And picturization, I can feel how much of emotion Balu sir had put in behind it. Because he understood that he had traveled in that as a actor also. It was like, a writer who had created it, he knows the director who has created it, knows the scene like the back of his hand. He was totally into the story.
Yeah.
And he sang so well, and Venkatesh performed so well, Revati performed so well. And it was a song which will always remain in my memory as one of the finest number of Raja sir and Balu sir's singing. Great song, great.
when you say,
you should have that, play that song for me. It will be
I
so nice.
in the, the amazing thing about that movie, when I think about it, is that the song that comes, the love song which Venkatesh and Revati have earlier on, which is that Inadu, that song, when it was copied into Hindi, SPB sang that also. Sathya tune kya kiya.
Correct.
He sang the same song in like literally the same tune, but with different music directors. He must have been thinking, "Oh my God, what is this? They've just taken the same song and they're making it in Hindi." So
no, but I directed it that. So I told him that I have deliberately taken that Mukda, the Antara, we have changed it. So he said that that song, if you want to do anything better, also you cannot do, because we are doing remake of that.
Yeah.
So he said, we can't do a better remake for that. And the song was Raja's superb song, superb melody, evergreen song in Telugu, and evergreen, even now recently, everywhere Salman Khan's hits, there's this song seems to be there right at the top.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, because, it's, of course, what we've done is probably a fraction of what your travel with him has been. But just because you were able to see SPB as a Kamal singer as well as a Rajini singer, and especially as an iconic Rajini intro song singer, that I thought that was a very valuable input that you gave. So thank you so much for this time. And it feels strange that sometimes you're talking to somebody to remember somebody, because usually when you talk in an interview, you talk to that particular person about their own. And now we are both talking about somebody that we both admired and we were a fan of. So it just, there's a strangeness here. But thank you so much for sharing your memories.
Yeah, there is one. There won't be another Balu, sir, because there's a versatility which he had. Somebody can sing melody, somebody can sing Carnatic, somebody can do this, but he was there singing everything and anything, all kinds of songs, performing, acting, going to light music. 45 years, even 53 years, he had told in some interview that he was there all the time. He was only singing, world over. Lucky that there are a lot of recordings of his available, videos especially, and we have the 40,000 songs to listen to. But yes, the moments which I had with Balu sir, Apopo, he will send audio messages only whenever, instead of typing, he will send audio messages. That voice I can hear, but the person, the smiling, the charm, that SPB Balu sir, you will miss, really miss him.
Yes.
Like the world will miss him, a vacuum which cannot be fulfilled for a long, long time. God bless wherever he is.